specifically C dance. I mean, Higgs feels kind of bringing everything together, and I know they have their own. I believe they
Right.
have their own model, but they stitch everything together under their platform. But specifically, just honing in on C dance, Deuce. Man, I've seen Ninja Turtle. I've seen any piece of IP that you can have. They have Ninja
Listen,
Turtles
I see
fighting
Dragon Ball Z
Pokemon and all
fighting
everything,
Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying?
everything. Yes,
Goku
yeah. I mean,
and Iron Man.
which now here's what I want to get to, and what I want to ask you, the audience, and everything. I mean, wouldn't it be cool? Like, this is opening up. Like, the cool thing is, like, we need these type of crossover films. Like, this is like all of these things. I get IP and all this other stuff, but it does open it up to where, like, man, it would be cool to have some of these crossover.
Of course, just dropped that OpenAI's killing Sora off. Sora 2
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, man.
has long lived its tenure, and also along with that, the IP deal with Disney
With Disney.
is
Yeah.
dead in the water as well.
Now, could we see this coming? Because if you, and maybe we'll go back to the clip and insert that in, but when it just first hit, you and I were just talking, we got it pretty much day one, day two. We had some
Right.
connections or whatever. So we were able to get in there early, and we were like, oh, I remember it was invite only. And it was, like everybody was wanting to get on Sora and get in there. And like we were making videos and everything. And could you tell at that point, it seemed like it was on such a good trajectory. Like I didn't see this coming at all. So from your
I will
side,
say
what
this.
do you think?
I didn't see it coming so soon. However, I did see a steep drop off, even from my personal usage. Like I was using it almost every day. It was cool. It was fun. But like after they shut down some of the IP, they constrained some of it. It kind of
That's
lost
what it
its aura, right? Listen, I love PlayStation. It was my first console as a kid. However, I've been an Xbox boy for as
There
long
it
as I
is.
can remember
There, hey,
now.
get them in the comments. Go to get them. Look, and look. I gotta throw myself out there. I
But
have
the
every
thing,
console,
and
so
I will say
I know
this
no matter. I have all
honestly,
of them
I don't know. I mean,
and
let's say
PC.
this. Let's say hopefully I'll have the time to game. Obviously, that does escape me more often than not
That is true.
nowadays,
That is true.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I would say my first knee-jerk reaction is that Xbox because I will most likely have my PC and it'll be easier for me to just hop on real quick. I would tell you this,
But
a
that
week or
opens
two
up
ago.
questions like, can you upgrade the GPU? Like, can you know what I mean? Like, 'cause if it's really going to be that PC, like what you're doing right now, you have the option to, because I think you told me you had that same case, right? And then you could
Yeah,
gut it, you could put in a new motherboard, you could do that. Like, what does
yes.
that actually mean with this Helix system? Is it going to have that, like, 2 years down the line, instead of doing the Xbox, whatever, like half generation thing, or the PlayStation 5 Pro, like they have by now? Maybe they're going to say, hey, here's the new GPU or what, or APU, or whatever,
We love the new
you know,
GPUs.
hardware. Yeah. Or they're gonna just let you kind of plug and play. So a lot of
Listen,
questions around there, man.
yeah, I'm not advertising for this at all. I'm not promoting this, but do you realize how much scamming could have really happened in the metaverse? And people
I don't
would have
know, man.
never really known. I mean, of course they got the tokens and everything to kind of crack down on that fraud if Facebook wanted to, but I don't think people took advantage. The scammers took enough advantage of how metaverse was
I
really a
don't know,
wild
man.
west.
I know there's scammers everywhere, man. But I mean, yeah, so that is definitely something that
And
probably
listen,
could
I'm
have been
not
exploited.
promoting
And
that
maybe that
or
was some, yeah.
it wasn't something I guarantee you, after those first legit 6 months that it was announced, I hadn't even heard about it. Like, granted, I knew it was still there and I forgot, but I don't own an Oculus. I don't know how many people own Oculus. I don't
I
think
don't
that
know,
it's a
man.
huge population for that.
I think it was just too early, because sometimes that does, because remember
Way
Google
too early.
Glass, right? Like Google Glass, like
Way
you and
too
I
early.
both were like on that, like in like just AR in general, right? So I
Man,
think we were on a lot of that so early, right? And that's a couple where our patents come from. So I'm thinking it was just really that they might be early, because going back to Ready Player One, if that's gonna be true, when the hardware really gets to that fact where you can get that more Oasis type vibe, I think maybe it will be. So I don't think that they were off. I just think it might have been too early, because the hardware wasn't just like where it would like really immerse you like that as well. So
the other
it
thing,
might have just been too early potentially, but we'll see.
not enough. We'll say this in this frame, not enough casuals were talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like the people who were talking about it using it were very
It didn't get
techie,
deep
very
enough
into
market
that realm.
penetration.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, the people
yeah.
who they wanted on there, like there's no point of it for regular people to care enough about it.
Yeah, man. We'll see. I mean, like I know the future will tell. Like I think it will definitely circle, not maybe just metaverse, but whatever evolution of that, like
Yeah,
Stadia. Like that's a
That's
spot for
different.
us. But I'm just
That's
saying,
di
like now there's no. But I'm just saying, like if we got to go there, we got to go there. We got to rip that bandit off because the thing is, like Nvidia has their streaming service, Nvidia Now, and then like of course Xbox still has theirs, PlayStation. All of them still have it, but it was just like Google, they were early, they were doing it, but they also backed out of it early, which I think they could have really won. Like that was one of my favorite, services. It worked very well, but it just got that bad press. And I think again, it was early. But either way, to keep us moving, we'll definitely see about that. One more thing to touch on real quick about Microsoft is the Copilot co-work. So Deuce, and definitely our entrepreneurs, anybody that has access to this is a feature that's slowly rolling out, but Microsoft just announced it with their wave three. What this does for you. So imagine with your work tools, so PowerPoint, Word, and all of these things. Now in their Copilot chat, you can kind of invoke it and say, hey, like at work, if you have this at work, if you're an entrepreneur and you're still working, this will help your productivity like crazy, or just employees, whatever the case is. Use this feature because now it can pull from your data set. So if you have like an Excel spreadsheet with real data, if you have some other insights wherever you're pulling from, and you say, hey, build me another Excel, build me a presentation in Word document or something like that, the agent will go off and start preparing and building these things. It's thinking things through and everything like that. Is very much like Claude Cowork is where they base this off of. And Microsoft and Claude have been moving in closer and closer together. Microsoft's Copilot now leverages Opus and it uses Claude's models, including Opus 4.6 and all of that. So what I'm saying is, a lot of people, I think this will help you out tremendously with some of those tedious tasks that you have before, because a lot of us, especially when you get into professional, as you get up the ladder, it's just content creation. You're creating PowerPoint decks, you're creating Excel, creating and editing Excel files and all this. And now there's still, some tweaks and everything. The agent modes that were in both the PowerPoint and Excel and Word, they're there, and this kind of stitches them all together. So TLDR, Copilot, Cowork, when you have access to it, if your company pays for that, definitely something that you want to do. It builds in their work IQ that they have together. Definitely, I would say to leverage
I
that.
would